Good day, boys and girls. It's me, Teacher Redea, and today we are going to have a new lesson. So our topic for today is about properties of materials. But before we go farther, let us first revise the two types of materials that we discussed last time. We have the natural materials that comes from animals, plants, and from the grounds. And the second material is what we call the man-made materials, which these materials are made by man. So just like our plastics and the glass. So we will now go to the next topic. As I said, properties of materials. So how do we describe materials? We can use our senses to find out more about materials. So we know already what are our senses. We've got 5 senses. So let's have here, take a look. Our eyes to observe. So just like for example here in the picture, this boy is looking into a metal cup. So metal is shiny, it does not let light get through. And the second one is our skin. So our skin to feel. Just like for example, when you are picking up a rock, so you know that we can feel it, we can touch it, and we know that it is hard, and we can describe it also the surface of the rock as rough. So what are these properties of materials? The things that describe a material are its properties. Here are some properties that you can use to describe a material. So we have here the properties that we can use when we wanted to say something about a particular material. So let's learn these words. The first one here, hard. So look at here the picture. A hard surface is uncomfortable to sleep on. So just like for example, wood. So if your bed is made up of wood, so that's hard. So you don't feel comfortable about that. Second one is soft. So look at this girl. She feels so comfortable while sleeping because her blanket, her pillow, and even the mattress here is soft. Let's move forward. Next, rough. So these two materials here are examples of materials that are rough. So we have here a nail pile and a concrete block. So these two are examples of rough materials. And in this side are smooth materials. Some materials such as silk, ceramic pot are smooth, as you can see. Next, strong and weak materials. What does it mean? Strong materials are material that does not break easily, while weak material, it is a material that breaks easily. So look at the examples here. Here you can find here a metal bar, and another one here, the wood. And in this side, for weak materials, we have here the pencil and some sticks or some small branches from the tree or twigs. So those materials are weak materials. They can break easily. Another important words that we can ask and we can answer to describe material if does it float or does it sink? Just like for example here, look at the picture here. So we have here a glass of water, and inside this is a cork. So when you put the cork on the surface of the water, the tendency of that is it will stay on the top of the water because it is light. So it will float on the surface of the water. While on the other one here, you have here a coin. So when you put the coin on the water surface, it will not stay on the top, but rather it will go down like this, since coin is heavy material. Okay, now let us recap our lesson. Read with me. We can use our senses to describe or say something about a material. We can use our eyes to observe. We can use our skin to feel. Properties means the things that tells or describe a material, like hard, strong, soft, weak, rough, smooth, heavy, to sink, light, to float. Let's have now some activity. Here, what are you going to do is you're going to put S for sight and T for touch in each circle. What senses are used to make these observations? So you will be given 5 observations, and you're going to write S if you use sight and T if you use touch. Number 1, the blanket is so soft. Next, lenses are transparent. Ropes are rough. A ring is shiny. The sandpaper is rough. Okay, I guess we need to move on to our next activity. So this time, I want you to look at these 2 pictures here. Write down the properties that you can use to describe each one. You can use 2 words to describe it. So in doing this, you can pause our video maybe for 3 minutes, and then you can continue answering the next activity. So go back to the words or to the properties of materials that we discussed to describe the teddy bear. So you can use maybe 3 words from there, 2 words from there. So think about it. And the second one, look at the floor. This is the floor. So try to go over to the properties of materials that you think best describe the floor. Let's continue. Now, I want you to have a practical work. So this practical A, this is very easy. All you have to do is to look at these 4 objects here. So, and think. Predict means just guess if you think this object will float or sink. So tick. The next one, the wooden block, the glass marble, and the plastic bottle. Do you think they will sink or float? Keep going. Now let's move on to the next. This time, I want you to ask help from anybody at home that can assist you to do this. So you're going to prepare these materials: a metal coin, a wooden block, a glass marble, and a plastic bottle cap. And you also need a basin of water or a bucket of water. So this is what you will do now. In your basin or bucket of water, drop each object gently into the water. So take one object at a time and drop it, and then you have to write down here your observation, if it floats or sinks. You can pause this one. And now, time to check your answers, guys. So for the first activity, you have here, blanket is so soft, okay, touch. Lenses are transparent, sight. Roofs are rough, touch. A ring is shiny, of course, sight. The sandpaper is rough, touch. And for B, there's no wrong answer since it is only your projection. But for B, this time, you must have the same answer as I have in here. Okay. I do hope that you were able to get the correct answer, and I'll be seeing you soon.